Governor of Victoria's car, is it? Oh God. Yeah. Media's been out in force. Bill Thompson for Memorial Watch in Melbourne this morning. I was out on my occasional morning cycle to the Westgate Bridge this morning at about 8 o'clock, and I noticed that the flags on top of the bridge were at half staff. And when I got home a couple of hours later, I got on the internet and did a Google search and discovered that there was a memorial service happening at 11 o'clock today in Melbourne. At the Cathedral. For someone named Andrew Sharp Peacock, and for some bizarre reason the Sharp put me off. Obviously I was aware of Andrew Peacock, but I have no recollection of being aware that his middle name was Sharp. Anyway, I googled Andrew Peacock. Never a dull moment in the centre of Melbourne, and just bear with me a minute. You've been reporting today? I went for a bike ride this morning and down to Westgate Bridge, and I saw that the flags are at half staff, and I thought, what's going on? And lo and behold, we've got a memorial service. Have a good one. And I googled Mr. Peacock, and apparently he passed away in Texas the middle of last year. I'm not quite sure why there's a memorial service today, but I'll do some more checking. But I thought I'd come down and see what's happening. Because of the blocked streets around the centre of the city, I was unable to get to the Cathedral as directly as I'd hoped, and I missed the entry of the maybe the choir, all dressed in white, which I saw from a distance, but I'll have a walk around and see if there's anyone of interest to chat to. Bill Thompson from Memorial Watch in Melbourne. I'm going to show you any filming that I was doing prior to this conversation. Well, because now I think it's appropriate to document my actions, but if I pointed the camera in your direction some minutes ago, the most likely explanation is that something was happening up on the steps of the Cathedral.
Yeah, but it wasn't pointed up there.
Okay, all right. Well,
it was pointed directly at me and my colleague.
I apologise if there was nothing intended whatsoever in that. The purpose for my filming now is to document that we've been having quite a friendly discussion. And
always friendly.
Okay, but I came down because I saw on the internet that there was a memorial service for Andrew Peacock. He was a top-line politician back in the 60s and 70s and maybe into the 80s. I think he fancied himself as a possible Prime Minister, and it never worked out, so people's hopes and dreams are dashed sometimes. But I thought I'd come down and see if there were any notable politicians that I might have an opportunity to discuss issues of public importance, bearing in mind that this is a solemn. Bearing in mind that this is a solemn occasion.
Yeah.
But I was thinking that I might hang around. Not sure how long the service goes. I might hang around and see if I can get a video of myself with some politicians in the background.
Oh, you've done it plenty of times in the past.
Absolutely.
Engaging with them as well.
And to, I try not to argue with people. I try to engage in vigorous.
What's your first name?
Bill. William. Vigorous discussion of current events. Now, incidentally, Graham Ashton was the police commissioner some years ago, and I encountered him at the ABC one morning. I live around the corner from the ABC, and I spoke with him briefly about the situation in Victoria and in Melbourne in particular, where suspects are often placed in the back of divvy vans without restraint in the captive section of the van. And I said to Graham Ashton, at the time there had been a case in Baltimore in America where a guy named Freddie Gray had been injured in the back of a police van, and the city of Baltimore paid his family. He died. The city of Baltimore paid his family $6 million compensation for what they perceived to be inappropriate actions by police on that day, because he'd been placed unsecured in the back of a van. Now, Graham Ashton on this particular occasion made some comment, but I still see on the news people being placed in the back of divvy vans without being restrained in the back of them, which causes me some concern about the potential liability for the taxpayers of Victoria if somebody gets injured in the back of a divvy van because they weren't properly restrained. Anyway, mate,
what's your reason for telling me that?
I'm documenting the fact that I have brought up with another member of the police force my concerns about the matter.
When you say bring it up with me,
another member of the police force.
What are you expecting me to do? Did you want to tell another colleague?
No. As a matter of fact, what I would suggest that a serving member of the police might do is to say that yet another, and I presume that. Well,
what I'll do is I'll cut you there.
Yeah.
It already seems like you've done your
Graham
diligence,
Ashton, yeah.
And you've spoken to a chief commissioner of police at the time of when he was chief commissioner.
Okay.
And if the chief commissioner has any concerns, then he will have made his appropriate decisions.
So
what I'll do is, this isn't for me to comment on.
Okay. But, look, I think it's a matter of importance.
If you're out having a nice walk and things on the street, you have a lovely day and continue your exercise. And
I think it's a matter of importance for all citizens of Victoria to be concerned at a potential risk of liability.
There's risks everywhere in life. There's a risk you walking down the street and tripping over the footpath.
Fully appreciate that, and I
make sure you got your shoelaces done up, and making sure you're not intoxicated, and you're healthy, and you've seen your doctor. And
I'm doing the best
I
can.
That's the main thing.
Thank you very much for all you do.
Thank you.
I do have concerns about the girl, the pregnant woman in Ballarat, who was arrested in handcuffs.
I know about it.
Well, you must have seen it on the TV. But anyway, that's.
I'm pretty television.
Okay.
I don't get to see everything.
Thanks for everything you do.
There's a lot of things that happen in society.
Thanks for everything you do.
No worries. Have a nice day.
Okay. Bye. See ya. Bill Thompson from Memorial Watch in Melbourne.